Hi there, everyone! And this is Krissy from In the Stars by Krissy.com. And today, pag-uusapan natin si Mercury Retrograde in the sign of Libra and the new moon in the sign of Libra as well. So, if you are new in this channel and in this video, I am an astrologer and a psychic, intuitive empath as well. And in in this YouTube channel, we actually do insightful astrology predictions and forecasts. So if you're into those kinds of things, please do hit that subscribe button somewhere in this video and join in with us as we tackle along kung ano ba yung mga experience natin, lalo na sa mga Pilipino, sa bansa natin, because everything that we see on astrology nowadays is really more on international, and I really think na hindi gano'n ka enough yung information that we get here in the Philippines. So this is just more of, some insights that so that we can actually keep up on what is really happening and what is the stars actually telling us. Because sabi nga nila, what is happening up there in the skies is reflected down here below. So ayun, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. And yeah, comment down below how this actually connects with you as a whole. So my videos usually can be quite buggy because I'm really not a very technology type of person. So you will have to forgive me on that. Lalo na since I'm actually recording this video during Mercury retrograde, guys. So early disclaimer. But anyway, so what you have over here is the chart for this new moon in the sign of Libra. Now, hindi ko na kinuha yung Mercury retrograde chart. But since nandito naman talaga si Mercury retrograde, all of this is going to have some form of correlations on what is going to happening to us personally in our own personal life and at a collective level all at the same time. So, yun lang. Anyways, this is going to be a very challenging Mercury retrograde. Hindi to yung normal Mercury retrograde that we actually have, or yung mga, alam mo yun, may isip mo lang na parang, okay, Mercury retrograde, there's going to be miscommunication and stuff like that. It's normal and stuff. Actually, no. You will actually find that this Mercury retrograde is going to be a little bit more on the special side. And very important siya talaga, okay? This is because this is happening in the sign of Libra. An opposite ng Aries ito. And Libra is one of those zodiac signs that is symbolized by a human being. Okay? Alam niyo yung symbol ng Libra, di ba? If you don't know that, you can go to Google and type kung ano yung itsura ng symbolism ng Libra, and you will see a female figure right there, and then parang may judge, parang may scale and stuff. Yun ang figure ng Libra. So, maraming mga animals in the zodiac, and Libra is actually depicted by a human figure, which means human relations is going to be very prominent for us as a whole. So, a lot of humanistic affairs can actually come up. And then, ayun, the reason then why I'm coming off here as a character, since I really feel that, see, Aquarius is also another human kind of character in the zodiac. So we'll talk about that later. But since Aquarius rules the technology and stuff, yeah, that's my reasoning. But that is for another video, okay? But anyway, so let's go back to relationships. Libra is all about relationships. Now, maraming mga importanteng factor itong Mercury retrograde na ito, because Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus right now is in the sign of Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars. So, ang tinatawag natin dito is called a mutual reception in astrology. There is some form of correlation, nag-uusap si Venus and si Mars, and there is a chance, no, na parang it could be a form of attraction or an opposition between these two planets. So there could be tendency about male and female counterparts having a battleground of some kind, or there could be a situation here wherein I'm right and you are wrong. Alam mo yun? I really think that this comes, ang biggest sample nito is really more on what happened, in the media nowadays. Nauuso yung topic about kay Gabby Pepito and dun sa boyfriend niya and stuff like that. That is, one of the huge sample of this situation wherein they fought and stuff like that. But I really think that that is more correlated to the abuse on my previous forecast. If you have seen them, I did mention na parang there could be alam ko meron akong video. I'm not sure if I posted it on my Facebook group or on my YouTube channel wherein I did say that there could be a prominent figure na babae who can die, and then there could be some form of talks about abuse and stuff like that. It could be physical abuse, it could be emotional abuse of some kind. So I really think those things are correlated about the transits that are happening. But for this forecast predictions, I really think na mabibring up pa rin ulit natin to because this is a retrograde, no? And retrograde is meant to go back sa mga issues na nangyari before. And like I said last time, the Virgo season is all about the problems. Tinitingnan natin yung mga problema, we are tackling all of those issues, pero pagdating natin dito sa Libra, this is like the judge, you know? And the judge will, make some form of judgment and stuff like that. They are, you are being criticized or you are being corrected of some kind. So there is a chance no na parang marami tayong kailangan itackle. So a lot of people are thinking na this is Libra, it's all about peace, it's all about harmony and stuff like that, and you're not wrong, okay? A Libra wants peace. It's just that the problem here is sometimes Libra wants peace, pero people try to argue with her and she will do what is right, what is just. And that can create a form of struggle because, for example, if a bully comes to you and tries to bully you and you don't fight back, it's one-sided and that could be the end of that. However, if a bully comes to you and you fight back to that person or to that bully, that can create some form of struggles, 'di ba? Magkakaroon tayo ng mga frictions, restrictions, mga issues to deal with, Syempre, in short, some form of peace is going to be achieved or pursued, but it happens in a very aggressive way to shut one person out. So, there could be issues na ganun, no? Na pwedeng mangyari right now because we are going to want some form of social justice. We want to do what is fair. We want to do what is the right thing to do. And we can be quite obsessive din sa situation na ito because there is a Scorpio element here, and Scorpio is all about all or nothing, especially in the sign of Venus. Venus in the sign of Scorpio is like, I want it all or nothing at all. And I'm pretty sure those people who have their Venus in the sign of Scorpio can attest to this. And I really think that, more than anyone, there's no one more than me who can actually know how this energy really works because personally in my natal chart, I do have Venus in the sign of Scorpio. And I also have Mars and Mercury in the sign of Libra all at the same time. The only difference here is that I do not have the moon and the sun in the sign of Libra. But all of those are nasa my first house ko and my ascendant ko. So I pretty much know how this energy works. And I do have my Mercury in the sign of Libra as well. So yeah. so um yun, this could be very tricky. Um when it comes to first, let's talk about Mercury in Mercury retrograde. Now Mercury retrograde is going to be very difficult, not just because of Mercury itself, but because of the alignments that comes with Mercury retrograde in the sign of Libra, which is yun nga, si Venus, and yung mutual reception ni Venus and Mars, that is going to be a factor dito sa Mercury retrograde. So there could be relationship issues na paulit-ulit na we need to address, we need to fix, and all of those kinds of things. And this might have to do with money as well. Kasi Venus is also not just about relationships, but it's all about our finances, how we earn money. And Scorpio has a lot to do with our possessions. What is ours? What do we want? What do we deserve? And all of those kinds of things. And um Mars in the sign of Libra, it can be very tricky because it can actually talk about social justice. It's about fighting. Mars is all about fights in war. But in the sign of Libra, this is about I need to protect someone. I need to protect myself. I need to defend something, you know? So there could be situations here lagi na parang, alam mo yun, Mars in the sign of Libra does not act by itself. There is always a trigger point, and that is going to be the key theme here in the Mercury retrograde in the sign of Libra. There is a trigger of some kind for sure, and I'm not sure if you're actually seeing this. I'm not sure kung nalagay ko sa chart. I'm not sure. Parang hindi ko ata nalagay over here. But basically, um, this Mercury retrograde is actually making an opposition, a direct opposition to Aries. Aries is an asteroid, a dwarf planet, but it's actually much more important than Pluto itself because Pluto is very far from Earth and Aries is actually mas malapit siya sa Earth, guys. So, meaning kung big deal si Pluto, must big deal si Aries, you know, we are going to feel this. Besides, Aries is in the sign of Aries. So, let's not confuse kasi napansin ko dun sa TikTok ko, akala nila sinasabi ko si Aries. Akala nila it's Aries. But it's actually different, you know. I'm talking about an asteroid, not a zodiac sign. But yeah, it's in Aries. So, Aries in the sign of Aries is actually very, very triggered. Kumbaga, lalo na pagka, alam mo yon, you're very balanced, you're very something that feels so perfect, that feels so peaceful, they would want to play around with you. They would want to trigger you and stuff like that. So, just a short story, you know, Aries is actually the goddess that create the mess between the goddesses during ancient times, you know. Um, nag-throw siya ng golden apple and nakalagay doon na the fairest of them all. And then every goddesses like sila Athena, lahat, sila Aphrodite, si Freya and stuff, uh, lahat ng goddesses would want that golden apple because they feel that it is something that they deserve. Because they are the most beautiful of them all. Even Athena was part of that scenario. And Zeus does not want to decide who is the most prettiest and the most goddesses of all of the goddesses. And pinasa niya ito kay Hermes, which is Mercury again. Let's emphasize the fact na pinasa to ni Zeus kay Mercury, which is Hermes. And then Hermes also does not want to decide, you know? Hermes is also one of the very tricky signs or goddesses, goddess or god, let's say, because technically we don't know. kung babae ba talaga yun o lalaki. Because it's Mercury. And yeah, we'll talk about that on another topic. But anyways, pinasa niya ito sa another person to pursue. I think, if I remember correctly, and he eventually chose a human girl to be the most beautiful and fairest of them all, which is, yun nga, yun yung issue about with the Helen of Troy and stuff like that. So yun yung story. And then that triggered the Trojan War. Kumbaga, nagkaroon ng gera sa mundo dahil nagalit lahat ng mga goddesses involved. But if you think about carefully, this is because tinrigger ni Aries ang mga tao. So, uh, let's also emphasize that ang trigger niya is yung mga females involved. So yun, there is a possibility that females could be an issue during this time, or maybe sila yung mag-retaliate because they are being triggered and stuff like that, you know? Lalo na dun sa mga tao na who has a very strong sense of justice, like me. So, yeah, also, this could be a situation, since retrograde though, there could be issues na already existing in the past na could be coming up to the surface, you know? Meron tayong mga, I would say, may mga bagay na problem na before but was never addressed. So, yun yung mga gugustuhin nating i-address during this time. So, there is a possibility for that. Now, a lot of people are actually quite confused with the Mercury retrograde. Like, should I do this? Should I do that? Now, technically, if you are about to do something very important and ngayon mo lang siya naisip, it's not really suggested to do that unless you are willing to be troubled by certain things, like for example, um kasi Libra to eh. Libra is all about the scales, and they are the scales for a reason, and you would see na most Libra people are hindi sila basta-basta nagtitake ng action, you know, they always think about things, they deliberate, they plan, they always try to see the pros and cons of the situation. They try to decide what is right, what is wrong, or sige, pagbigyan natin ang isang bagay. Puro ganun sila actually, if you would notice and know that. So ganun si Libra eh. And then, so if they do take action, parang grabe, it's very extreme, na parang magugulat ka na parang, galit ka pala. Hindi ko alam. Mga gano'n. May mga issues na ganyan kasi tiis ng tiis tapos biglang sasabog all in one go. There is that possibility. Lalo na pagka they feel na sobrang unfair na talaga neto, hindi na talaga to tama and stuff like that. You know, it's like don't try to push someone to the extreme to the point na kailangan na nito mag-blow up out of proportion and stuff like that. So that those are the things that we might need to really watch out for during this time, of course. And then ano pa ba? Yeah, also, I think may mga questions if should you get a transaction, should you get a deal? Actually, okay lang naman. You know, Mercury retrograde is not there to stop you from living life. It's just that it's asking you to think again if this is the right thing to do, to think again if ito ba talaga yung tamang path and stuff like that. It's making you activate that Mercury-oriented things. It does not mean na hindi pwede. Hindi ibig sabihin na bawal. It's just telling you na pag-isipan mo ng mabuti yung mga ginagawa mo, mga ini-engage mo, mga sinasabi mo sa ibang tao, because you might end up regretting them later on, or you might just change your mind later. So, yun. Now, let's go now ngayon sa new moon in the sign of Libra, which is what we are seeing over here. So, since this is happening in the sixth house of the chart that we have over here, there could be issues when it comes to our health. You know, I mentioned this in my Facebook group na, during the time na lumindol, like kahapon lumindol kagabi pala, around September 26 or around nighttime, I was actually chatting with my moderators and I was saying, randomly naisip ko na parang, parang heart attacks or something with the blood pressure or blood can be quite prominent or something within the month of October. And then biglang nawindol and stuff like that, which is very, very funny. And I don't know how is that correlate. I just treated that as a signal, feeling ko lang na parang maybe it's going to be a prominent feature for the month of October. I don't know. But yun lang naman ang naisip ko. Na, alam mo yun, there could be some form of importance. And it's not very surprising because we have this sixth house energy. And then Mars, Mercury, Sun, in the sign of Libra can actually talk about inflammations and, something to do with the blood or, pwede rin naman kasi na parang anger issues natin ito, no? Na parang, syempre, pag tinatago mo yung galit mo, lalo na yung Mars in the sign of Libra does not know how to express anger or release them in a very stable kind of way. Kaya parang pag nagalit sila, sobra, alam mo yon, words can actually kill. Words can actually damage people. And it can actually kill a relationship in most cases, 'di ba? There is a chance for those kinds of situations for Mars and the sign of Libra. So yun, I'm not sure how is that going to correlate with this energy, but feeling ko this is going to be a time where we need to instead of dealing with other people, because the sixth house has a lot to do with competitions, with enemies, because sixth house is the house of enemies and diseases. So there could be issues with health, there could be issues with debates, there could be issues with I would say commitments with people, talking to people, arguments with people. All of those kinds of things could be quite of an importance. But there could also be a situation wherein we might want to fix something with our health, with our own body. Gusto natin magpaganda, gusto nating may ayusin sa katawan natin. Yung mga ganitong bagay is pwede nating i-pursue. It could also be a form of studying for many people, or, a form of learning or some form of artistic endeavors, things that we do in the past na uulitin natin, all those kinds of things. Ex-lovers could be also an issue during this time because the sixth house can actually represent our ex or ex-partner. It really depends. No, I'm not saying that this is going to be for everyone. It's just that some people are definitely going to have some form of experience right here regarding this transit. Also, this Pluto square Aries, this is going to be very important then when it comes to, parang mga inner struggle ito eh. So this can actually show up in the world, lalo na sa collective when it comes to the countries, something to do with the diplomats, something to do with aggression, or certain rules, certain pacts that we might have with our allies, who is our ally, and stuff like that. So, maraming mga happenings when it comes to the politics, when it comes to the government, I would say, maraming mga situations that can be very much triggered as well, and a lot of discoveries can come with that as well. So, and there could be a lot of inventions and stuff na can be prominent, I would say. There is a possibility for all of those kinds of things. Now, we also need to be very mindful because, this is actually creating a quincunx to Uranus, if I'm correct. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, it's Uranus. So, with this in mind, um, there could be something that is not so comfortable, and we will have to deal with that one way or another, whether we like it or not. So yun yung pinaka issue here, you know. There is something also that could be quite fated, because we do, if you guys would notice, there's actually a finger of God over here. Hindi lang masyado complete yung mga certain aspects sa astro.com kung saan natin kinuha itong chart over here. So, but there's actually a finger of God situation going on with this new moon in the sign of Libra. So, there could be a situation here na parang there is something about relationship, balance, or harmony, or justice na can be very important. Alam mo yun? I don't know, maybe a savior will show up, or something like that. You will be liberated to finding out the truth. Um, or meron ka talagang isang venture, no? Or tayong lahat, meron tayong ma-experience na bagay na very important, and it could just be your saving grace. Now, that is just thinking on the good side of things. You need to be very aware then, since this is the Libra placement, doing something of moral value, doing something of justice is going to be very important. You don't want to ruin your own reputation during this time. And even if someone tries to ruin your reputation, you should not be stooping so low to ruin yours in the process. That to show people na dapat tama yung sinasabi ng ibang tao sa'yo. So, just try to do what is the right thing and don't do anything underhanded during this time. After all, this new moon in the sign of Libra has the support of Saturn and Jupiter. So it's actually pretty much good. Yun nga lang, if you try to be excessive and trying to innovate things, try to cause problems to people, which in most cases it can happen, do know that there could be some form of divine um, retribution or divine intervention that might be happening for those people. So, alam mo yun, you are in the eyes, or in the watchful eyes of the judge. And if you guys don't know, Zeus, in the asteroid Zeus is actually in the sign of Libra now. So the god is looking at you. What you do will never be something na people are going to be blinded about. And my chance na they will call you out, they will punish you, they will do something that you deserve. Only if you do something immoral in the process. So, yun lang yun. Again, new moon still is all about new beginning. So, there could be a new relationship, but because it has the energy of a Mercury retrograde, you might have to engage with someone that you already know, someone in the past. I'm not saying that it's right to to enter in a relationship here and now during a Mercury retrograde. Of course not. But you might have some form of clarity, some form of truth in that area or situation when it comes to relationships and when it comes to this person in the past, you know? So, gumawa tayo ng tama, guys. Gumawa tayo ng tama, ang gumawa tayo ng bagay na makakatulong sa maraming tao, to teach them, to guide them, give justice to people, and may mga moral lessons din kasi nadala itong energy na ito. So, ayun, it can be quite a hectic, okay? We are entering those kinds of times talaga. Also, this is just more of a side note. If you are having your Venus return and Mars return all at the same time, that can be a new cycle in terms of your love life as well. So, yun yung magandang news about that. So, pero depende pa rin yun on your own chart. But anyways, for those who are asking, yes, I do do readings for people. You can book a session with me if you want a consultation. I also do tarot and predictions, and I also do other forms of rituals and stuff. And I do sell charms and oils, intention oils, conjure oils on my website in the stores by krissy.com/shop or slash services. You'll see all the links of all of those information down below this video, guys. Anyways, again, if you enjoyed this video and want more, please do click that subscribe button, share this video on your friends and family to know more insights regarding astrology on a monthly basis and stuff like that. You can join in my social media. I do post in daily astrology horoscopes on my Facebook group and Instagram account, and all of those are will be down this video below. Anyways, yun lang guys, and I'll see you guys again next time. Goodbye. Thank you for watching with me. Bye-boo.